$5,000 per child. Hey folks, I'm Harris, and if you're one of many American parents today with young children, I have some exciting updates for you that may entitle you to thousands of more dollars in relief than you initially thought, especially if you have a newborn in 2021. We'll discuss what makes you eligible and also what the quickest path is for you to get that money as quickly as possible that you are entitled to. I do first want to start out by mentioning that the child tax credit may actually be extended for an additional 4 to 5 years through the end of 2025 if the $3.5 trillion social spending bill is passed. Democrats are pushing for this to happen as quickly as possible. Now, do keep in mind, this is a tax credit we're talking about, not a tax deduction, meaning what we're talking about here is cold hard cash that should be going straight into your bank account, which is a lot more powerful than a tax deduction. Normally, the child tax credit is $2,000 per year, but as a result of this rescue package, it is now $3,000 if you have a child under 18 and actually $3,600 for children under the age of 6. Now, there are in fact eligibility requirements to receive this child tax credit. If you have a child under the age of 6, you should be entitled to $300 per month or $3,600 for the entire year. If your child is between the ages of 6 and 17, that drops down to $250 a month or $3,000 for the entire year, which is still a substantial amount of money. Now, there are some income-based disqualifiers, meaning that if you earn a certain amount of money or more, that tax credit actually starts to diminish slowly based on how much money you make. And we'll get to that in just a second. Specifically, if you're a married couple and you file jointly and you make an adjusted gross income of about $150,000 or more, that's when that tax credit starts to evaporate. Or if you file single, then anything you earn above $75,000, that's when that tax credit starts to diminish. Basically, for every $1,000 you make above $150,000, again, if you're filing as a married couple, or for $75,000 if you are filing single, for every $1,000, that credit drops $50. So as an example, let's say we have a married couple, we have Jane and John, they're a married couple. Let's say they earn $160,000 a year in adjusted gross income. Let's also assume they have a young daughter, 4 years old. So essentially they should be eligible for that $3,600 per year or $300 a month credit. However, since they earn $160,000, that's above that $150,000 threshold. So specifically, they're earning $10,000 more than that $150,000 threshold. And as a result, what you do, if you multiply $50 times 10, because again, they're earning 10 times more in thousands of dollars over that threshold, that reduces their credit to 500, right? 10 times 5 is 500. So really that $3,600 credit now becomes $3,100. So they're still getting a substantial amount of money. It's just reduced because they have a higher income. Now, here's what's interesting. If you are the parent of a newborn in 2021, first of all, congratulations. But secondly, you may be entitled to that $1,400 stimulus check that went out to everyone earlier this year, because that now grandfathers all the children that were born even in 2021. So effectively, if you put two and two together, you're basically being paid $5,000 if you had a newborn in 2021, right? You have the $3,600 tax credit that's applicable to you if you had a child in 2021. And in addition, you get that $1,400 stimulus check totaling to $5,000 per child. Now, as far as collecting these payments, if you haven't already, when you do file your taxes next year for the 2021 year, you will be entitled to both the child tax credits as well as any stimulus checks that you haven't received for any newborns born in 2021. Now, you should have been receiving those monthly payments for your child, whether it's $250 a month or $300 a month or whatever your adjusted number is. But for any reason, if you're not receiving that amount, maybe you had a newborn in 2021 and obviously the IRS is not aware of it, then what you could actually do is you could go to the IRS child tax credit update portal, and I'll be sure to leave the link down here below or put a link up here. But you should essentially be able to go on that website, update your information, and you should start getting those monthly payments that total up to $3,000 or $3,600, whatever the scenario is. But just be mindful that it is limited to that $250 a month or $300 a month just for the remainder of this existing year. And any amount that you don't get, right? So, if you start out now in September or October, you only get the 3 or 4 months. And then whatever amount of that $3,000 or $3,600 that you don't get this year, you will be getting next year when you file your taxes for this current year. So they will make you square. You will get every dollar of everything you're entitled to, so don't panic. It's just a matter of either getting it early now in little bits and pieces, or just getting it all in lump sum form next year when you do your taxes. Now, do keep in mind that both these tax credits and these stimulus checks are per child. So if you have 4 children, for example, all under the age of 6, you would be entitled to $14,400. And we're just talking about the child tax credit. We're not even considering these stimulus checks yet. So it's per child, just keep that in mind. I hope you found this video helpful. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates like this. Thank you.